Good morning, children. Happy day. I again welcome you to 4-digit numbers part 5. Today we have something really new to learn. And what is that? It's all about Roman numerals. What is that Roman numerals? Let's We have already learned about the decimal number system, which comprises of digits 0 to 9. Now, what are Roman numerals? The Roman numerals are nothing but numbers that were used by the ancient Romans. I will explain more about it further. And why do we still follow the Roman numerals? Why can't we just follow the decimal number system? The Roman numerals have an aesthetic value, meaning they have an ancient look, and so we use them in many places. Can you tell me where in all you use Roman numerals? You have been all using this while, but you did not realize what it was. You have seen it in your question papers, you have seen it on clocks, and so many places. So let's see what are the rules and how we will write Roman numerals. Now to begin with, let's see what are the basic numerals and their values. The basic Roman numerals are I, which represents 1, V, which represents 5, X, which represents 10, L, that represents 50, C represents 100, D represents 500, and M stands for 1000. So these are the basic numerals and their values upon which we find out the remaining numbers. Now let's begin with some rules that you need to follow while writing the Roman numerals. And the first rule is repetition of the numeral I means addition. It cannot be repeated more than 3 times. That means, as you can see in the chart, I stands for 1. So I would stand for 2. I would stand for 3. But I cannot be written as 4. We'll see how to write 4 in our upcoming slide. Let's see rule number 2. Rule number 2 states that a smaller numeral written to the left of a numeral of greater value means subtraction, and V cannot be subtracted. Let's see an example to understand what this means. We have the Roman numeral IV, which is represented as 4. And how? As I told you, the statement says a smaller numeral written to the left. So I over here represents 1 and V represents 5. Since the smaller numeral is to the left of the greater numeral, we need to subtract, that is 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Let's take a similar example, IX. So here I is a smaller numeral which is written to the left of a bigger numeral x that stands for 10. So we subtract 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. I hope you're clear. Moving on to rule number 3, let's see what it is. A smaller numeral written to the right of a numeral of greater value means addition. Let's understand this with our example. So let's take the Roman numeral which is XII, which is equal to X, which stands for 10, you can have a look at the chart, plus I, which stands for 1, plus I, which again stands for 1, is equal to 12. So XII would mean 12. So here the smaller numeral I is to the right of the greater value, which is X, that stands for 10, and so we add. Let's take another example. We have VIII. So you can see that I, the smaller numeral, is written to the right of a greater value, which is V, that stands for 5. So we can add them up. So VYII is equal to 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 8. Rule number 4. Rule number 4 states that besides I, X can also be repeated up to 3 times. Repetition of X means addition, while V cannot be repeated. That means X would mean 10, XX would be 10 plus 10 is equal to 20, while XXX would mean 10 plus 10 plus 10 is equal to 30. So what do you mean by V cannot be repeated? So we cannot write V more than one time. So VV is wrong. Rule number 5. For expressing numbers greater than 10, the numbers are first split into tens and ones. Example, we have the number 13. So what do? You simply split them as 1 10 plus 3 ones, that is equal to 10 plus 3. So here look at the chart, 10 stands for X and 3 would mean I, that is equal to XII. So the number 13 is written as XII. Now comes the most important part, writing in the Roman number system. Let's take a few examples. The first one is we have 7. So how do we write 7? We split it as 5 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to V plus I is equal to VII. Now let's take another example, a little bigger number, that is 36. So what is the rule that we learned? First you split them into tens and ones. So 3 tens make 30 and 6 ones. So 30 plus 6, that is equal to, so 30 has 3 tens in them. So we write it as x plus x plus x plus 6 is written as Vi, that is equal to XXXVI. Now let's move on to the next example, which is 1616. So again, you split the number into tens and ones, that is equal to 10 plus 6. So that is equal to x plus Vi, that is equal to XVI. Now let's see how we can write in the decimal number system. Here you're given a Roman number, say example XVII. So we can split this as x plus V plus II or x plus V plus I, that is equal to 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 10 plus 7, that is equal to 70. So this Roman number stands for the number 70. Another example, XIX. So we can split this as x plus ix, that is equal to 10 plus 9, that is equal to 19. I hope you had a nice time learning. Thank you, children.